afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. We have breaking news in downtown Madison. In the last hour, police are investigating a murder and still searching for a suspect at this hour. We have a team live at the scene.
We're almost halfway through this year's gun deer season, and already hunters are more successful than last year. We'll break down the numbers. And attorneys for the Department of Justice and former President Trump face off in the courtroom debating those classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago. But we start with that breaking news. A man was shot and killed near downtown Madison just in the last couple of hours. Madison's police chief says officers are still searching for a suspect, and they are asking for your help to find that person. Officers were called to Lakeside Street, just off John Nolan Drive, right after 1 o'clock. Our Tahil Moladin is near where this all happened. He'll walk us through what we know at this time.
This apparently all started with a fight between two people in one car. The police chief says the people got out, kept fighting, and then one pulled out a gun. Witnesses heard gunshots, but the chief isn't sure how many. Madison officers were on scene within 1 minute of the emergency call. Medics took the victim to a hospital in the area, but he died there. The chief didn't share the victim's name, but he said he was a black man in his 30s. Again, this all happened in broad daylight, not far from downtown homes and a school.
Nowhere is this okay. So it doesn't matter whether this incident occurred here or whether this incident occurred in my neighborhood. It's never okay. And so that's really my message for everyone. You know, this type of violence is not okay in Madison.
As for the shooter, police believe that person took off in the car. At this time, they're not releasing a description of that car. Chief Barnes wants to ensure they have the correct vehicle before they put that out. Now, there was a construction crew working nearby. Detectives are talking to them, going door to door in the neighborhood to see if anyone has video or information to share. Again, to recap, one person is dead and a suspect is on the loose here on Lakeside Street, just off of John Nolan. Live in Madison, Tahil Moladin, News 3 Now.
Well, thank you. We'll get back to you with updates as necessary. Let's take a look outside. Not a bad day. The sun was out. Temperatures in the 40s. Not bad going into Thanksgiving. No travel troubles, at least if you're driving. And this is a prelude to a nice Thanksgiving. Julian is in the backyard. Not bad.
Not bad at all, Mark, especially since we're going to continue to just start to see more pleasantries on the way. So let's go ahead and get into it. As we take a look outside, plenty of blue sky, even though the sun is starting to set here in Madison. We are looking for a cold night ahead, but it's not going to be as cold as it was last night. We're going to see those temperatures drop from the middle 40s for us here in Madison to about the 30s over the next few hours, especially as we close in to the later parts of tonight. We're not looking at much cloud cover either, which is going to be setting up tomorrow to be a mostly sunny day. Right now, temperatures are at 45 at Janesville, 44 in Platteville, and for tonight, we'll see those temperatures slide into the middle and upper 20s throughout much of southern Wisconsin. But again, we're going to be below the freezing point, and we're going to keep things pleasant for us over the next few days. And we'll talk about how our Thanksgiving travel and the day in itself will be panning out for us in just a few moments. In terms of traffic, the Beltline itself is rather smooth, but over towards our friends in the east, we do have a road closed for an accident, which is off of Route 19 as of right now, just heading into Watertown. So that if you were traveling that way, just note that there's going to be some traffic on Road 19. Outside of that, though, the Interstate 39 is smooth as butter as we're getting into the rest of our 4 p.m. commutes. We'll take a look at what else is coming up in a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. The numbers are in from the opening weekend of the gun deer season. And hunters had a much bigger haul than last year. Our Eric Franke joins us with what the DNR officials say are the reasons behind the increase. Eric?
Well, Mark and Susan, about 16,000 more deer were taken during the opening weekend this year compared to last. And that marks a 15% increase over the opening weekend of 2021. And it's a true indication of a return to normal, as it's more in line with what's the average in Wisconsin on an opening weekend. A large number were bucks, up 14% over last year and above the 5-year average for bucks. And it all comes despite a fewer number of hunters in the woods.
This isn't so much a big jump from last year as it is a return to more of a normal, what we've seen over a 5-year average. And so, but bottom line, that was good to see that those registration numbers return to normal. over the weekend.
And while statewide figures were down, some zones saw significant increases in hunter turnout. The Central Forest Zone, for example, up 37% from last year, well above the 5-year average. And DNR officials say that's likely due to high winds on opening weekend, a little more sheltered in that central zone. And the DNR expects great hunting conditions for the remainder of the season, other than perhaps that chance of rain expected on Thanksgiving Day. This season ends November 27th. That'll be followed by the muzzleloader season through December 7th. Then antlerless only hunt. That'll be December 8th through the 11th. Mark.
Eric, thank you. The state has more money than expected, according to a new projection released yesterday.
But now the fight begins over how to spend that money.
And political reporter Will Keneally has more on what the Republican legislature is proposing. Will?
So one of the central fights this campaign was over something called shared revenue, that state aid that is given to municipalities. And that's something that Governor Evers has pushed to expand during the campaign. But at a luncheon today, the Republican leaders of the legislature said that they do not want to give Wisconsin cities such a blank check.
Revenue without reform isn't going to happen. Every other entity just increased spending, which that's why I am so reluctant to say let's just give them 1% more, because they've been awful in how they manage the money in the past, but they're going to change. It's going to be totally different now.
So Assembly Speaker Robin Vos pointed to a state law that allows counties to raise their own sales tax. That's why there's an extra 0.5% on top of the state's 5% sales tax. Vos said that that was supposed to reduce property taxes, and he was critical as he says most Wisconsin counties have just pocketed the difference. So he wants to see what he calls more efficient spending by municipalities before he supports giving them more money. This was part of a broader discussion today that included a post-mortem on the Trump effect in this past election. We'll have more on that coming up at 5.
Well, thank you. The legal wrangling over the documents seized at former President Trump's Florida estate continues today.
One hearing is being held in Atlanta, along with a new court filing in Florida.
Natalie Brand has more from Washington.
Lawyers for the Department of Justice and former President Donald Trump are back in court, this time before the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta.
The Department of Justice has argued all along that it was inappropriate for the district court judge to have even appointed a special master.
The independent arbiter, Judge Raymond Deary, began his work as special master in September, reviewing the documents seized from Trump's Florida estate. David Weinstein is a former federal prosecutor for the Southern District of Florida.
What they're doing is urging the Court of Appeals to overturn what the district court judge has done, throw out the appointment of the special master, and allow the Department of Justice to proceed forward with its investigation.
The Department of Justice days ago appointed a special counsel to lead the probe into the former president's handling of classified documents, which some legal experts say could mean the criminal investigation may be coming to a close.
I would expect that we are going to see something either at the very end of this year or the beginning of next year with regard to a potential indictment in this matter. And being a candidate for office at this point in time and not having been nominated doesn't provide any different protection for him.
Tuesday, Trump's lawyers also asked a federal judge in Florida to release the unredacted version of the search warrant that authorized the August 8th search of his Florida residence. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
And in another legal setback for the former president, the Supreme Court issued an order refusing to block the release of his tax returns to a congressional committee.
House Democrats now have a short amount of time to receive and review the returns before Republicans take control of the chamber next year.
Madison police say they are investigating a reported armed robbery at Rocky's Liquors last night. Officers were called to the store on West Beltline Highway on the frontage road, where a clerk told them that a masked man pointed a gun at her before stealing money from the register. No one is in custody. Officers are currently reviewing security photos from the scene as they work to try to identify the suspect.
A 25-year-old utility worker was killed this morning after being hit by a car on State Highway 23. It happened in the township of Franklin. Police say the utility worker was trying to unload equipment from a trailer when he was hit by a 17-year-old girl driving a Toyota Highlander. After hitting the man, the girl's SUV reportedly rolled over before coming to a stop in the middle of the southbound lane. The man was found laying in the road when first responders arrived. He died at the scene. Authorities say the girl is cooperating with the investigation.
We're learning more today about the 5 people killed Saturday night when a gunman opened fire on a gay nightclub in Colorado Springs. Police now say 17 people were injured in the attack. Richard Fierro says he didn't think twice about stopping the gunman who opened fire in the middle of Club Q on Saturday night. The U.S. Army veteran who was at the club with his wife, daughter, and her boyfriend, Raymond Green Vance, says all he could think about was protecting his family.
I'm not a hero, I'm just some dude. I hit him with the gun, his gun, not mine. I grabbed it and I hit him with it. I kept hitting him with it. That family was, at that time, everybody in that room.
5 crosses have now been placed at the growing memorial outside of Club Q. The city's mayor says he wants his community to be defined not by the tragedy, but by the response. Tributes continued in Colorado Springs and other cities. In Denver, the city-county building was lit in pride colors, while vigils were held in North Carolina and Washington, D.C. Police are still determining the motive of the suspect, 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich, who remains hospitalized. He faces 5 counts of first-degree murder and committing a bias-motivated crime.
Rescue workers are racing to reach people still buried in the rubble a day after an earthquake struck Indonesia, killing more than 260 people, many of them children. They're searching for survivors, but with every body bag brought out, hope is fading. Still, rescue crews in Indonesia are not giving up. Even as burials for victims of Monday's earthquake get underway, the 5.6 magnitude quake toppled buildings across the Java province, triggering landslides around the clock. Ambulances rushed more of the injured to hospitals. Many of the victims killed in the quake are said to be children trapped inside their school.
A Sun Prairie man had a life-changing experience today as he was rewarded for his work in the community. A special event was held at Sunshine Place in Sun Prairie to present Simi Bryant, who his co-workers call Bud, with a car to help change his life. Bryant is the handyman at Sunshine Place, and he takes care of a variety of services from snow removal, indoor and outdoor cleaning, to maintaining all aspects of the buildings. Sunshine Place teamed up with Allstate Insurance, Gerber Collision and Glass, and the Bank of Sun Prairie to make sure Bud had wheels.
I'm so happy for Bud. He's so deserving of this vehicle. He is such a great guy to have around, and he's so incredibly helpful. He never complains about all the work he has to do, and it's really the work that we could never find volunteers to do or for other people to come and help. So it's been great having him.
A car of his own will not only allow Bud opportunities to improve his life, he'll also be able to enjoy being a grandpa in person to his grandchildren. This vehicle will also allow him the opportunity to move to safe housing, which has not been an option for him because it would take him further away from work, where he would need his own transportation.
Yeah. Life-changing for him.
This will be a Thanksgiving to remember for
Absolutely.
Bud. Congratulations.
Well, still to come at 4, taking stock of what we're grateful for this Thanksgiving.
UW psychologist Shyla Mergain joins us next to tell us why it's important to count our blessings this week. We'll talk about it when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
A lot of Medicare health plans have benefits that are specific to your county. So why would you call a national 1-800 number when your local Medicare plans have all the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better?
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
Hey, you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very
rewarding. With the BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This Thanksgiving is the best time to try Plexiderm with our starter price of only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Welcome back. High-density lipoprotein cholesterol, which is known as HDL, may not help determine heart health as well as previously thought.
During the 1970s, a study showed high levels of HDL cholesterol concentration was linked to a lower risk of heart disease. However, the study was only based on white Americans. According to a new study, low levels of HDL cholesterol are associated with increased heart disease risk for white people, but that does not apply to black people. Also, increased levels of HDL doesn't appear to lessen health threats for either whites or blacks. Researchers say more studies need to be performed to help determine the differences in HDL and potential heart issues.
CDC data shows just 7% of the roughly 131 million visits to emergency departments in 2020 involved any mention of COVID-19. That includes about 3% that were formally tested or screened. In all, roughly 1 in 5 adults visited an emergency department for any reason in 2020. Infants younger than 1 year old and seniors 75 and older had the highest rates.
Stocks closed higher against the backdrop of Fed speak and a China COVID surge. The Dow Industrials added 397 points, closing at 34,098. The NASDAQ up 149 points. The S&P 500 up 53.
Well, this week, as we all gather around the dinner table with family and friends, take some time to give thanks and express gratitude.
Yeah, experts say one of the greatest contributing factors to overall happiness is the amount of gratitude a person experiences.
UW Health distinguished psychologist Shyla Murgain is back with us today. Hi, Shyla. Happy Thanksgiving.
Good to see you.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here with you.
This is part of the reason why this is my favorite holiday. I just love what it makes you think about. It makes you reflect on the blessings that you have and the things you take for granted. But there's a lot of research being done about gratitude. What does it show?
Absolutely. You know, there's so much bad news, and we have this negativity bias of our brain that we tend to over-focus on what's wrong, and that's where the research comes in. We find that when we practice gratitude, we become happier. It's good for our physical health as well, such as it can improve sleep and boost energy. It also can lower our blood pressure, improve glycemic control, and lastly, when we think about our heart heart and gratitude, it just makes us feel more connected. We're less lonely, less isolated, and we feel that kind of common humanity with others.
How do you cultivate that gratitude?
Yeah, I think of it as an attitude of gratitude or practice. We can find little cues throughout the day, like when you get a text. You can just look around and find one thing you're grateful for. You can do a more formal practice of creating a gratitude journal or maybe using a gratitude app. At the end of the day, you write 5 things that you're grateful for and reflect on those causes. And then what we find is that act of writing it or just even taking that pause, we will feel happier. It'll put things in perspective, and we'll have a greater sense of hope to proceed in our lives.
There is some power in putting things on paper.
There really is.
It gives it, why is that? It holds us more accountable for it, or why does it work so well?
I think when we're writing, it allows us to reflect on the reasons that these things exist and maybe some of the deeper meaning behind it, and helps us just pause to reflect. We know with positive things that we need to linger with it and savor it for about 12 seconds for it to fully embed in our memory, and the act of writing just slows us down a little bit.
I think it's a lot of things we probably take for granted, and if you write it down, it's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, very much so. And I think we take people for granted. So my last takeaway is it's Thanksgiving. You share what you're grateful for at that dinner table, and also reach out to somebody. Could be a family member, a coworker, a friend, could be somebody you never properly thanked, and just take the challenge to express appreciation for them, what you like about them as a person, what they've done, what you admire, and it'll help them, it'll give them a boost, but it'll also make you feel good as well.
Is that why it makes you feel better physically, because then you feel better mentally and they're so connected?
Absolutely, that mind-body connection. It's one of the best things to boost our mood, and when we feel happier, it lowers stress, and that's good for everything.
Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, and so great thing to do around the dinner table at Thanksgiving, but also throughout the year.
Yeah, keep it going all year long, just
Absolutely.
not Thanksgiving. Shiloh, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Oh, so grateful for both of you. Happy Thanksgiving
and
to you
and
everyone.
your sweet baby girl as well. Are you traveling for the holiday?
I'm local, and she already has her little Thanksgiving outfit to wear. So her first bite of turkey Thursday.
Shiloh, thank you.
Great to see you.
Well, their slogan is "This Bud's for you," but not at the World Cup. Qatar banned the sale of beer inside stadiums just days before the first soccer match.
That has left Budweiser with a lot of beer. We'll find out what they plan to do with it coming up after Julian's First Warn forecast.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
In a recent clinical study,
patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity,
using less or a lot less oral pain medicines,
and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Oh, love that Chevy Blazer. That's our next SUV. Love that Equinox. That's our next SUV.
Nice Trailblazer.
It was love at first sight. What?
The Chevy family of SUVs. Find new options. Find new roads. Well-qualified buyers can get 2.99% financing or $1,000 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Plus, unlock your code to claim an additional $500 Chevy Cybercash. Visit ChevyCybercash.com today.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
Right now, score the lowest prices of the year at Brothers Maine. You won't find lower prices anywhere. And enjoy our free delivery. Shop family-owned Brothers Maine's low price guarantee on brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
An official message from Medicare.
Let's give her a minute before we start. You know how she is.
Y'all check your Medicare plans? It's open enrollment.
No, why?
Because plans change each year. So can your health. Make sure you choose the right plan for you and your budget. You might save some money or get a few extras.
What I miss?
Lady, you ask the same question every week.
Open enrollment ends December 7th. Compare plans at Medicare.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This holiday season at the Century House. Give $50 or more to charity and get $200 off any stressless recliner with power, any stressless recliner and ottoman, or any stressless office chair. Or get $200 off each stressless sofa seat or $400 off all stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans in all Paloma leather colors. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Take a look at this. You're looking at the world's largest Christmas tree. It stands 140 feet tall, and it's now ready for the holiday season. It took 4 weeks for the tree to be decorated in Dortmund, Germany. A total of 48,000 lights with a 13-foot, 400-pound angel topping things off. The tree will be at the city market until December 30th, and the tree lights will be limited to 8 hours a day to save energy.
Oh, I
would think there'd be a tree bigger than 147 feet, but I guess not.
It's beautiful. Now, don't kill me, but I put mine up.
Well, I think it's fine.
There's people have lights on outside.
Yeah. It's such a short seat. Mark is a real purist. He doesn't believe in doing that before Thanksgiving.
Well, we're going on a cruise, so we're not putting up any tree because we're back the day before Christmas.
Oh, good. So then I get like an allowance this
Yes,
year.
you do.
Okay, good.
But you can use my time.
Yes, great.
We'll get that straightened out. Good travel weather.
Yeah, very thankful
at least
for
around
that.
here. Actually, the whole country looks pretty good.
Yeah, even especially on the eastern side, after all the snow that they got, they're going to be looking at a pretty nice week ahead. And it's great. We're going to be talking about how long we're going to have such wonderful weather. Coming up with the first one forecast after the break.
This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care, a framework for living well, windows to take in the beautiful future, and is crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living, built with the help of angels.
You didn't live this strong, this long, to get put on the shelf like a porcelain doll. But 1 out of 2 women over 50 will suffer a fracture from osteoporosis. You should know you can build new bone with Evenity for postmenopausal women with osteoporosis at high risk for fracture. Ask your doctor if you can do more than just slowing down bone loss with Evenity. Want stronger bones? Then build new bone. Evenity can help in just 12 months. Evenity is proven to reduce spine fracture risk by 73%.
Evenity can increase risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a cardiovascular problem. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions and low blood calcium have occurred. Tell your doctor about jawbone problems, as they have been reported with Evenity, or about pain in your hip, groin, or thigh, as unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred.
Don't let a break put you on a shelf. Talk to your doctor about building new bone with Evenity.
How do you use your energy? Inspiring a spark of creativity? Working hard to reach your goals? Thinking outside the box to bring your vision to life? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power, we're thinking about a brighter future. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
Follow your cravings to this month's Madison magazine for local snacks that hit the spot. Meet the entrepreneurial winners of this year's Amy Awards and look through the lens of Ho-Chunk photographer Tom Jones. Madison magazine online and on newsstands now.
Want to know right now what the weather will be like tomorrow? Download the First Warn Weather app and you'll get my customized forecast for tonight and tomorrow.
The First Warn Weather app. Get it now. Powered by News 3 Now. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, we're going to continue to have some pretty nice weather throughout the rest of our holiday week, especially as we gear towards Thanksgiving. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're seeing on our surface map. We have a stalled out stationary front, which is going to be keeping things rather pleasant for us, not just for today, but even heading into Wednesday and for Thanksgiving in itself and leading into the weekend. Not a whole lot of activity is going to be expected for us, which is going to be great news. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to see for tonight. Temperatures won't be as cold as last night. We're going to see temperatures bottom out around 24 degrees for us. Sky cover is going to be mostly clear though, and then as we transition into temperatures throughout the rest of southern Wisconsin, about 28 degrees for Janesville and for Platteville. So many of us will be in the middle to upper 20s, but we're all still going to be below freezing. And tomorrow, even more pleasantries are on the way. 46 degrees for Madison, plenty of sunshine. Some areas will be very close to eclipsing 50 degrees for us just west of Dane County, with 47 in Platteville and about 49 degrees in for Janesville. So let's go ahead and walk through what we're going to be seeing throughout the rest of this evening. Temperatures will fall to the upper 20s as we get into tonight, and then cloud cover will start to build just as we head out the door for Wednesday morning. But outside of that, we're looking at temperatures to be rather nice once we get into the lunchtime hour. Already into the lower 40s for all of us here in southern Wisconsin. And as we continue throughout the rest of our afternoon, still going to hold on to the 40s until we get to around the 5 p.m. commute, where we'll still be in the upper 30s, so it won't be overly chilly. Transitioning into Wednesday night, some cloud cover is going to stick around, and as we have a system start to roll its way in going into our early Thursday morning, we are looking for just potentially some showers starting to roll its way in from the far southwest. This will be for the Platteville area, and then try to lift its way just a bit into the rest of southern Wisconsin. So we could see a couple of isolated showers by the time we get into our lunchtime hour for Thursday, but early for our Thanksgiving, we could see a couple of showers, but once we're around the 5 to 6 o'clock hour, we are looking for it to clear itself out. Trace amounts, if anything, or not even measurable, is what we're going to be expecting from any kind of rain that does develop for us by the time we get into our Thursday. But here's a quick look at our Thanksgiving holiday in itself. We are looking for afternoon showers, mainly going to be isolated for our Thanksgiving and for Thursday. 46 degrees is what we're going to be topping out at. Outside of that, once we get into Friday, still going to be great weather for those who are going to be traveling back. Looking at 43 degrees for us. Still going to be an awesome day as well for Black Friday. So here's a look at our 3 things we'll need to know. It hasn't changed very much. Looking at potential showers for Thanksgiving, but Black Friday still going to be rather clear for us, and temperatures are going to stay rather cool and seasonable as well. Here's a look at our 10-day forecast in itself. Once we get in throughout the next few days, we will start to look at temperatures start to cool off just a bit once we head into Sunday, but following in for next week, we're still going to be holding on to those 40s, and we do have some potentials of seeing activity that could bring in some snow by the time we get into Wednesday of next week, and then we'll finally get to being a little bit more stable into those 30s, which means that winter is really going to be here once we get into December.
It's almost December.
And one more week.
How can this be?
I know, it's hard to believe.
How can it be?
We're blinking and it's gone.
Yeah.
We're just complaining about the heat.
And now we're going to complain about the cold for like 6 months.
6 months.
Hey.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Julian.
Thanks, Julian.
It is day 3 of soccer's World Cup, but controversy continues to dog the host nation. Qatar, the captains from 7 teams, had planned to wear a rainbow One Love armband during matches.
But they were forced to back down after threats of disciplinary action on the field by soccer's governing body.
Holly Williams looks at how this conservative Islamic nation, the treatment of members of the LGBTQ community, is affecting the world of soccer.
Stonewall FC in London says it's the world's most successful LGBT+ soccer club. They take the game very seriously. They're looking forward to the World Cup, but they're also worried because the host country, Qatar, is a conservative Islamic nation where sex outside of marriage is illegal and homosexuality can be punishable by death.
I know for a fact there would be no circumstance that I would be comfortable in Qatar attending the World Cup, going to matches.
I feel it's been tarnished by the legacy of a country that has so much work to do.
The ruler of Qatar insists everyone is welcome at the World Cup, including gay soccer fans.
The World Cup is a great opportunity for people from different parts of the world to come and experience our culture. We welcome everybody, but also we expect and we want people to respect our culture.
But Dr. Naz Mohammed says he was the first Qatari to come out publicly as gay earlier this year and claims he received death threats as a result. He lives and practices medicine in San Francisco.
How frightening was it for you to come out as a Qatari?
Very. Honestly, I have never been so afraid.
He believes he'd be arrested if he went back to Qatar.
Qatar does not have the resources right now during the World Cup to go out of their way hunting LGBT people.
So what you're saying is this is a show, this is a veneer. Qatar is going to welcome foreign fans who may be gay whilst continuing to persecute gay Qataris.
Yes.
So they have to accept.
When one of Qatar's World Cup ambassadors was interviewed by German television, the veil slipped as he suggested homosexuality was a sickness.
Because of damage in the mind.
Members of Australia's World Cup team recently made this video.
But in Qatar, people are not free to love the person that they choose.
Demanding Qatar change its laws.
And the decriminalisation of all same-sex relationships.
But soccer star David Beckham has drawn condemnation for signing a lucrative deal to promote Qatar and its World Cup.
Qatar really is an incredible place to spend a few days on.
At Stonewall FC, they're disappointed.
I think he's made an absolutely monumental error of judgment in signing up to be an ambassador for the World Cup.
He's being sold for just what is just another zero in his bank account, which would make no difference to him. I think it's a complete sellout.
We reached out to David Beckham for his side of the story, but he never got back to us. He recently claimed, however, that the World Cup would be a platform for progress and tolerance. Holly Williams, CBS News, London.
Well, another problem far less serious is Qatar's last-minute decision to ban alcohol at World Cup stadiums that left Budweiser with a whole lot of extra beer.
The brewer came up with an innovative way to offload it. Budweiser tweeted, "It will ship the unsold beer to the winning country and will host the ultimate championship celebration for them." Budweiser's dilemma began last week, just a few days before the World Cup started, when Qatar announced the 8 World Cup stadiums could not sell alcoholic Budweiser. Qatar is, as you know, is a Muslim nation. It tightly regulates alcohol sales and usage. The World Cup runs through December 18th, so we'll have to wait until then to see who gets all that Bud.
That's a lot of Bud.
Yes, it is.
They can sell beer, though, in the fan zones. They have fan zones set up.
Okay.
They can buy beer there.
That's interesting. What's the loophole there? Yeah.
Money?
Yeah, maybe. Right.
Coming up next on Live at 4, Consumer Reports helps us pick a cocktail shaker for the holiday season.
And then coming up next hour at 5, we continue our gun deer season coverage with reporter Andrew Banstra. He'll explain why so many incidents have happened this opening weekend. That's coming up at 5.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. I'm excited to tell you about our new Wild Theory CBD products that will get you high fives from everyone you know. Wild Theory's new groundbreaking formula has higher levels of the good stuff, and it packs surprising results. Is it legal in Wisconsin? Of course. Is it potent? You bet. Will you love it? I'm sure of it. Stop by one of our Madison locations or visit findyourhealthyplace.com. Type in high five, and our website will hook you up.
When the hands that do the fixing need fixing. When the hands that do the caring need caring. That's a job for O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream and guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet.
If you're on Medicare and Medicaid, it pays to pick a plan with the benefits you want. With the iCare Medicare plan, members receive a spending account card that gives them $150 total per month to spend on food, OTC items, utilities, or even rent. Members also have a $0 copay for all covered Part D drugs and dental and vision coverage. Call to speak with a licensed sales agent who will help you find out if you're eligible. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
It's sauna season at Bachman Pools and Spas.
At Bachman Pools and Spas, we carry the exclusive Finleo sauna in both infrared and traditional styles.
6 saunas on display and dozens ready for delivery.
Saunas are the ideal way to relieve stress, soothe body aches, and feel invigorated.
Black Friday specials at Bachman's going on now.
For a limited time, pay by credit card to take an additional 10% off. Who does that?
Or get 0% financing for 60 months with approved credit.
Relax, it's Bachman's.
New at 5, opening weekend for deer season resulted in an unusual number of youth-related injuries. We research how virtual hunter safety may have had an impact.
While the pleasant weather is going to continue throughout the rest of our holiday week, we'll be breaking down how that could potentially be a good thing for our travel coming up tonight at 5.
And ahead at 6, News 3 now continues its investigations into the arrests of 3 Madison police officers. Naomi Coles brings you the latest developments on those cases tonight at 6.
Here's a live look at New Orleans. Kind of quiet on this Tuesday.
Looks a little rainy on Bourbon Street today.
Imagine that.
57 degrees in the Big Easy.
Move over hard seltzers. Now you can enjoy ready-made cocktails like Old Fashions, Cosmos, and Mojitos from a can.
Consumer Reports experts tasted some of the more popular brands to see if they're worth a try.
And if you're up to making your own, Consumer Reports shares the best cocktail shakers for those that prefer the old-fashioned way.
Whether you want your favorite cocktail without the fuss or the right tools to make one yourself, Consumer Reports says you've got lots of options. The easy breezy option, a canned cocktail.
One of the better things about canned cocktails is that they allow you to focus on your guests and not on preparing your cocktails yourself.
So how does canning something that's meant to be served fresh from the bar really taste?
A lot of cocktails work really well in cans, but one thing you have to look out for is that it's very hard to can fresh citrus juice or fresh fruit juice. They're going to be their own thing.
For example, this Bacardi mojito doesn't taste exactly like a mojito, but it was still a surprise hit. Think Spike Sprite, refreshing and sweet. For less of a sweet hit, tasters say this Cutwater Tequila Paloma is also refreshing, slightly citrusy, and reasonably priced, which makes it a great party pick. If you'd rather save some money and play bartender, CR also took a look at several cocktail shakers. Beginners tend to gravitate towards cobbler-style shakers, which come as 3 parts, a shaker, a strainer, and a cap that doubles as a 1-ounce measuring cup. However, pros prefer Boston-style shakers, 2 parts that fit together and come apart relatively easily. This stainless steel one from Crate & Barrel is easy to use, dishwasher safe, and costs just $20. Just note, you'll need to buy what's called a Hawthorne strainer separately. This is Teresa Panetta.
Make your own.
Yes, that's the fun of it,
Yeah,
too.
If you want to keep your effort and costs down, Consumer Reports says consider boxed wine for your holiday soiree. That's not bad sometimes.
No, they say not only does boxed wine cost less than bottled, it lasts longer, too, so it's less likely to go to waste after the party is over.
That never happens.
When does that ever happen?
Still coming for the holidays are upon us. How to keep everybody healthy.
We'll get some advice from UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff when Live at 4 continues.
Now's your last chance to design and buy the Clearview kitchen of your dreams and save 11%. Get a free estimate instantly with our You Create Cabinetry Planner. It features interactive tools that factor in the details that matter. From soft closing doors to spacious pull-out drawers, you'll be able to customize the perfect kitchen for you. What are you waiting for? It's your last chance to get 11% off your entire kitchen remodel at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Keep the tradition alive this holiday season with the gift that keeps on living. Because the paper products that make the holidays so special are the same products that help our forests grow. Choose paper and packaging and be a force for nature.
Hey, do you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very...
rewarding?
With a BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Introducing SAS, Sauce and Shells, a bold new restaurant on Madison's Capitol Square, combining the best of barbecue and shelled seafood by Chef Joe Perkins. Add a little sass to your lunch or dinner plans today. Open 7 days a week.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. This season, choose Flex Buy on a 2022 Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% financing for 66 months at your local Ford dealer and shine bright.
It's a fact. 2 out of 3 Americans who qualify for Medicare do not receive all the benefits they deserve. You could be missing out. Now, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield introduces a free Medicare plan checkup to make sure you receive all the benefits you qualify for in 2023. Call 1-855-597-0884 today and receive extra benefits for a $0 monthly premium. Benefits like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. And to help you stay healthy at home, you can have free prescription drug delivery, online doctor visits 24/7, and free exercise classes. You can even receive money towards over-the-counter health items. Call 1-855-597-0884 today and feel confident you have all the benefits you deserve for 2023. You can receive extra benefits for a $0 monthly premium, like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. Call 1-855-597-0884 and make sure you're not missing out.
And with a quick update on our traffic as of right now, so we're closing into the 5 p.m. hour. We are looking at still pretty smooth conditions in terms of the Beltline as of right now, but taking a look over to Road 19, just to our friends over in Watertown, we are looking for the entry ramp to WI-19 to be closed as of right now because of the accident earlier, but outside of that, it is still rather smooth and has been going into a better conditions as we continue throughout the rest of our evening. Outside of that, though, I-39 is still all green for us as we're getting in closer to the 5 p.m. hour. Let's go and do it for traffic. Over to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. Mounds of ice balls accumulated along the shoreline of Lake Superior in Ashland. Photographer Cheryl Koval, who lives in Ashland on the shore of Lake Superior, captured the footage. The National Weather Service says lake effect snow combines with the cold temperatures to form a layer of floating slush. That wave action sculpts into spheres. When washed onto the shore, it freezes solid. Ice balls.
It is beautiful, isn't it? Nature is beautiful.
Well, as cold and flu season kicks into high gear, finding the right medicine might be tough.
There is a severe shortage of products including Tamiflu and certain antibiotics like amoxicillin, which are used to treat issues like the flu, sore throats, and ear infections. According to the American Society of Health System Pharmacists, it's not a manufacturing problem. Demand is higher than usual for this time of year. The CDC says more than half of the country has either high or very high classifications for respiratory virus activity.
And all across the Madison area, families are gearing up for Thanksgiving.
This year, there are 2 additional viruses going around, RSV that we've talked so much about, and the flu. So it's extra important that you stay healthy.
UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff is back with us with some timely advice. Good to see you again, Doctor.
Good to see you, too.
I noticed you were shaking your head during that drug shortage story. That's a big problem.
That is a problem, and we're seeing it right now with some of these medications that we would use for influenza, Tamiflu, some antibiotics that we use for bacterial infections, but it seems every so often we do run into these medication shortages, sometimes because we haven't produced enough. In this case, demand is higher than expected.
What does that tell you? Does that tell you that all the talk we've been having about the triple-demic, is that coming true?
Certainly as it relates to influenza. We thought that this year would be a pretty bad influenza year, and it looks like we're holding true to that initial assumption. You know, not as much in Wisconsin. We're certainly gone from low to moderate levels. We're seeing more cases of influenza, but when you look certainly in the south, kind of all the way to Texas, numbers are really high for influenza.
Let's talk about the COVID vaccine, the bivalent booster. Apparently it's very effective according to the companies that make it.
Yeah, when you look at the companies that make it, they'll do these tests where they look look at how much neutralizing antibody does the vaccine produce, say, compared to what we knew as the old vaccine. And these do produce increased levels of neutralizing antibodies, particularly against some of those Omicron subvariants that we're looking at. So that means it's going to be a good vaccine, at least as good as the one we had, probably a little bit better. For sure will protect against severe disease. Whether it prevents you from getting COVID in the first place, jury's still out on that.
The White House announced a 6-week sprint today to try to get as many Americans as vaccinated as possible before the new year. And timing is everything a little bit with the booster. It's too late now to protect yourself for Thanksgiving, but if you're looking ahead to Christmas and the new year, what's the right timing to get the booster?
Yeah, easy answer is as soon as possible if you're not up to date on your booster. There's a few things coming together. So we've had a bit of a lull in COVID cases. I think that's reassuring folks. They haven't gotten their boosters, but as the weather gets cooler, we're starting to see that little bit of increase in COVID that we expected. But a lot of people's immune systems are probably starting to forget about COVID a little bit. It's been a while since they've been boosted, a while since they had an infection. And with all of us coming together in the cold, it'd be nice to get those boosters up to speed so that we don't see any increase in cases that we don't need to see over this winter season.
So, and if you're not feeling well on Thursday, stay home.
Yeah, I think this is really hard for people because we used to cheat all the time with this. Like our kids had a little sniffle, we'd send them to school.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
You know, I don't feel that bad. It's just a little sore throat. I'm going to go to Thanksgiving. But I think now coming out of the pandemic, we realize that it's not very much fun to get any of these things, whether it's COVID or influenza or RSV. And you don't want to be that family member that comes that everyone's kind of looking at kind of sideways, being like, why are they here? And then find out that you gave everyone RSV or influenza or maybe even COVID. So if you're not feeling well, just don't chance it. You know, stay home, make your apologies. It's better than getting everyone sick.
And if you're hosting, just be honest with everyone.
Yeah,
exactly.
So your guidance is you just want to be transparent with your family, right?
Absolutely.
And maybe, I don't know, maybe ventilate your space a little bit. Would that help?
Yeah, so you can increase ventilation. Some people are talking about doing like a rapid COVID test before they go to Thanksgiving. Not a bad idea. And if you are, let's say, having Thanksgiving, but your company is high risk, they're older, lots of comorbid conditions, or a lot of them are unvaccinated, certainly if you're in a county that's yellow or red on that CDC map, you may want to actually bring a mask along just to try to reduce the chance that someone makes everyone else sick.
This is what, the third Thanksgiving we talked about this, or just the second? I think it happened to you.
Yeah, I think we've had 2 bad ones. This one much better, but still talking about it.
Get vaccinated. I mean, that's the bottom line.
It helps a lot.
All right, Doctor. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Same.
We'll see you next time, and we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there's now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity, using less or a lot less oral pain medicines, and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Shop unbeatable deals during Black Friday now at Grand Appliance. Black Friday pricing is in effect on our most popular appliance brands, and we're adding up to $1,000 back in 0% interest for up to 36 months on top. Need a grill? Get half off selected models as we clear out 2022 inventory. Get these great offers and more exclusively at Grand Appliance. Shop your local showroom or grandappliance.com today. Grand Appliance. You make it home, we make it grand.
New at 5, Wisconsin's legislative leaders discuss the impacts of former President Trump's term in the White House on current politics. And after numerous injuries during open season, News 3 now examines what role virtual hunter safety may have played. That's coming up at 5.
I'm News 3 Now's Josh Spreiter. I'm visiting the people, places, and events that make this area one of a kind. Tell me what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning.
In the 608, weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
And we got to talk about our Thanksgiving traveling plans. Well, temperatures are going to be rather pleasant for the next few days for us, which is going to be shaping up travel to be oh so excellent. We do have a shot of some showers late on our Thursday afternoon, but outside of that, it's going to be smooth sailing throughout the rest of this week. We'll talk more about this coming up at 5.
All right, Julian, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will be here answering your plant and garden questions.
And we get some holiday travel advice from CBS travel reporter Wendy Gillette. Get ready for long lines, she says. We'll have that tomorrow on Live at 4.
The holidays can be a busy time of year. Well, I'm going to let you in on my gifting secret for a stress-free holiday season. Nothing says happy holidays like a gift you make yourself. Just add those personal touches to really make it special. And you don't have to be a professional to spread holiday cheer.
Gifting has never been easier with holiday scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. With prices ranging from $1 to $20, they're available now at Wisconsin Lottery retailers.
Yum, yum!
Ambush attorneys are the best of what a personal injury attorney is about.
To get the most money for your case, you need to have a law firm that's unrelenting.
We will fight with all that we have in person power, in knowledge and experience to bring about the result they deserve.
I can't give them their life back how it was, but I can give them the financial compensation to get their life back on track.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. Conquer the mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
Touching the stars.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you have or are eligible for Medicaid, please listen closely. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare with a zero or low plan premium. Call now. We can answer your questions and help you enroll over the phone. WellCare provides access to essential benefits that go beyond original Medicare, such as dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage with free home delivery, free over-the-counter healthcare items, free groceries with a healthy food card, free gym membership, and home-delivered meals. Plus, extra benefits like more access to care with free transportation and WellCare's telehealth services, including online doctor visits. WellCare is contracted with Medicare to provide plans that may be perfect for you. Call 1-844-682-9370. Now, that's 1-844-682-9370. WellCare, Medicare done well.
In today's Final Touch, UK motorcycle brands are making a comeback.
Companies are capitalizing on the biking world's love of all things British. Previously defunct manufacturers have been reborn, showing their new models at the Motorcycle Live Show in Birmingham. That's the heartland of the British motorcycle industry. Classic brands like Norton, Triumph, Royal Enfield, and BSA all have new models on show. BSA made its last bike 50 years ago, but the company has been reborn with an investment from an Indian automaker. It's back with a single model, the Gold Star. For Triumph, they're producing close to 100,000 motorcycles a year, with the U.S. being its biggest market. British brands are in vogue across the globe, with the new generation of bikers getting inspiration from the past. Ever on a bike, Susan? No?
She drives one to work every day.
Yeah. Hence the hair.
That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.